Hello, I'm very sorry. I'm a little late today. I was stuck in traffic. I'm so very, very sorry. Today, we're talking about the value of learning. I think that's what it is, the value of learning. I'm Andrea Koochin. This is my home biz tips. And we've been talking about value because I suddenly realized as I was talking about value one day, having been to a very inspirational seminar and heard somebody talk about it, that there were various things that we don't appreciate the value of. So we've been talking about those. And learning is one of them. And there's nothing so difficult to work with as somebody who says they don't need to learn everything because they know everything already. You probably have one in your class at school, right? The person who always knows everything. But then in later life, when they go out into the world and they are trying to do stuff, they quite often think they know how to do it. And very often that turns out not to be quite accurate, and it's funny how important the ability to be open to learning can be. So let me give you an example. Years ago, my husband was running a business that had health products, and he wanted a website. And this really was a very long time ago when websites were still not that easy to build. And he spoke to various people about getting a website and figured that he wanted more control over it than he would be able to have if he paid someone else to build it. So he built it himself. He built himself a WordPress site. It was on the old WordPress that was designed to be used for blogs. And that's how it started its life, as a blog. And it sort of grew into a bit of a website. I don't know whether he'd even so much as written anything before. He certainly had done no computer work. And if you'd asked him a few months beforehand, if he would ever have considered doing something like that, he would have said no. But he realized that in order to move his business forward, there were things that he would need to do that he didn't know how to do. So he was open to learning them and doing them and growing his business, right? And in fact, recently, he's done a very similar thing again, different company, different scenario, but they updated their comp plan. So he researched compensation plans and the kind of things that people want and which ones are popular and which ones aren't, and which ones enable people to make more money and which ones don't, that kind of stuff. And he sat down with a couple of people with a bit more experience, learnt from them, and between them, they've produced an absolutely rocking comp plan for the company. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I coach people, and people come to me for coaching usually because they need to be doing something they're not doing. Sometimes they know what it is, but they don't know how to do it. And sometimes they don't even know what it would be that they would need to do, let alone how to do it. They put money into learning something and being supported to get that done. And yet I still have people who will say, oh, well, I know all about that. Yes, I know about that. You think, well, you may know what it is. You may even know how to do it. But for some reason, there's a disconnect. You're not doing it because otherwise you wouldn't be coming to me for help, right? Logical. I'm very logical in my thought processes, right? So when that happens, I then have a problem because I have to communicate to the person all over again why it was they hired me in the first place. You're working with me because you wanted help. You wanted help doing this thing. Let's work it out together. That uses up time, which they've paid for often. And in a group environment, it can actually cause delays to other members of the group, which is not particularly helpful. Also, if you're not participating in the group because you're standing away from it and aloof from it because you know it already, then you're not contributing to the other members of the group in a group situation. And I've seen that happen as well. So it's occurred to me that we underestimate the value of being open to learning, especially if we're older, especially if we've been successful in our careers. We think, I know how to do marketing. I know how to sell health products, or, you know, I've written a book. Of course I can write a blog, or whatever it is. We assume that we know more than we do, which is fine. We'll make that mistake. But then in the environment where somebody says to them, okay, this is what you need to do next, or this would be a better course of action to take, that sort of thing, then we go, well, what would you know? I know how to do this. Or yes, you can talk to me, but I know better. And then in the end, whatever it is that they're learning, and sometimes even paying to learn, isn't being done. Now, I don't want to go into what it is that makes people not be coachable or not willing to learn, or it's irrelevant. It doesn't help solve the problem. The thing is, when you're starting something new that you've not done before, regardless of what it is, and regardless of how old you are, you will obviously come up against something that you don't know how to do as well as you might. And at that point, it would really serve you to reach out to somebody who maybe could know or does know how to help you learn to do that, and listen and learn. Really be coachable. Now, my husband, and I'm very proud of those things that he did, is not always coachable. I'm sure I'm not always as coachable as I'd like to think that I am, or as interested in learning. And I know that I have started things thinking, I can do this falling off a log, no problem. When a little while later I'm not getting any results, I then know that I actually don't know all of what it is that I need to know about that certain thing in order to get that certain thing done. And it's hard. It's very hard, especially when you're more experienced. It's very hard to say, especially to somebody else, I don't know how to do that. I have no idea how to do that, because somehow it makes us feel less, or, you know, not good enough, or in some way it takes away from us. I don't think that's true. I don't think saying, I don't know how to do that, or just saying, I don't know, I don't think that takes away from us at all. I think that adds to us, because it's a clear indication of a willingness to learn more and to expand in some way. And I'm not suggesting in a million years that you guys should go out and figure out how to build a website. That would be silly. But if there is something in your business that you know you could be doing better, or somebody's asked you a question and you didn't have the answer, or somehow your numbers just aren't going up, you know, you're not making more money than you were last month, or you don't have more clients than you had last month, or whatever it is. And you're supposed to be, of course, not like me, because I'm supposed to be on vacation or holiday in Europe. Different scenario. But if you're actually working at trying to build and grow, and the numbers are not going up, then you need to find out what it is that you're not doing, and be open to learning different ways of doing things. I don't know who it was, and I don't know the context. And if I mess this up, please somebody tell me. But I believe I've been told that the definition of insanity is something like doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Now, that's a bit of a dramatic spin to put on things, isn't it? Because I'm sure we all do the same thing thousands of times, thinking we're going to get a different result, which doesn't actually indicate that we are completely insane. But part of that is to do with not being teachable. It's to do with, I'm jolly well going to do this and eventually I'll get there. Well, of course you will. Any dedicated, passionate, hardworking person is going to get there in the end. My purpose in life is to make the journey easier, right? I'm all about finding easy, simple ways to get things done. And learning a new way has got to be one of the easiest ways of doing things. So if you have been bashing your head against the wall and you're not actually getting the results that you want to get, then consider the fact that there's more to learn and be open to learning that little bit that you're missing that could somehow enhance your work, your experience, and most importantly, your results. Because what we're going for here, just in case you don't know, because you might be new, what we're going for here is simple, efficient things that you can do to grow your business, increase your income so that eventually you have at least 5 income streams in your home, your household, you know, whether you're an individual or whether you're a family unit, you know, a couple that's responsible together, 5 income streams, all of which can generate income, most of which can be done with very little or no effort, residual things. So we're for residual income, which is easy to get. So you get more money coming in, you're spending less hours working, less days working, you've got more time with your family, more time for the things that you're passionate about. That's what we're trying to create here at My Home Biz Tips. Tips, tools, and ideas that produce success, right? And being teachable and coachable and willing to learn is absolutely key. As are all the other things I've talked about when I've talked about value, like giving value to your clients. In other words, finding out what it is they want, and the value of using numbers. In other words, using statistics to measure how your business is going, you know, about connecting with people. We're going to talk about a lot of other things that have been undervalued and people don't really appreciate or don't understand or think, oh yeah, I got that. But they haven't really. We're going to talk about a lot more of those. And if you have something, some burning issue that you think we should talk about here, or if you have secrets to success that you'd like to share with the audience, let me know. There's actually a form on a page on our website. If you go to the website, myhomebiz.tips, and you go to the page where all the trainings are from all the guests that we've had, at the bottom, there's a apply to be a guest on our show. So if you'd like to talk to our audience, if you've got something that you can share with them that would be of value to them, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to introduce you to them so that you can share your story and have a look at the other people that we've talked to and the things that they've talked about, and so that you can benefit from that too. And if you want to talk, do reach out to me. Again, on the website, you can make an appointment to talk to me, or you can just email me, Andrea at myhomebiz.tips. I'm always happy to answer your questions, do a little bit of brainstorming with you and send you on your way to bigger and better things, mostly more money and less effort. Now, I'm not talking about get rich quick schemes or anything silly like that. I'm talking about real, proper stuff. But I know a lot of people who work really hard, who are very dedicated to their businesses, who never quite get to where they deserve to be because they're not using the most efficient systems. So that's my purpose, making sure that everyone is using the most efficient systems and is teachable. Be willing to learn and implement what you learn and ask questions, because I know sometimes people say, this is probably going to be a silly question. No, the silly bit would be not asking the question at all. I mean, even if somebody did laugh, does it really matter? The important thing is you'll probably end up having the last laugh, because if you learn something from an expert and you apply that and it helps you, you've won. It doesn't matter who's laughing. And any embarrassment you might feel, that'll go. That'll go. It's really not worth holding yourself up for how you feel. In fact, we really shouldn't do things based on our emotions at all, because our emotions actually get in the way a lot and stop us often from doing stuff that we really should be going to do, that we really should be pushing for. I'm not talking about your gut instinct. That's different. I'm talking about the emotions that come up afterwards. You know, your gut instinct might be, oh, I'd love to write a book, right? That's your gut instinct. That's your intuition. That's your soul. That's your heart speaking. And then your emotions go, oh, but I'm not really a very good writer, or, oh, but nobody would buy it, and oh, but it would take so long, and oh, but I don't know how, and oh, but all this stuff, because the emotion of the fear is actually stopping you. And that's what happens when you need to learn something new, which is why we're talking about the subject today. So be coachable, be open to learning. It's one of the best characteristics in successful business owners. And it doesn't matter how much effort it takes you to get out of where it is that your head is right now that's making you think, nah, I can't do that, or oh, I don't need to do that, I really know everything. It doesn't matter where you are on that level. Get over it. Be open to learning. Go explore, learn, then your business will grow. As in, boom, skyrocket, grow. It will. Yeah, promise. All right, that's it for today. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Quick reminder, be coachable, learn things, implement what you learn. If you have questions, put them in the Facebook thing, because we do look at messages that we get on Facebook. Email me, Andrea at myhomebiz.tips, or go to the website, myhomebiz.tips, and send us a message. Thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate that you were here. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.